Okay, so let's talk about a company you've probably never heard of that makes things you've definitely never thought about. Stuff like electrical enclosures, fasteners, and thermal systems. But this company, nVent Electric, is suddenly right at the heart of the AI revolution, and it's posting absolutely mind-blowing, record-breaking results. So how in the world did the nuts and bolts of the industrial world get so supercharged by AI? Well, it's a classic gold rush story, except we're not looking at the gold, we're looking at the people selling the picks and shovels.
35%. Let that number sink in. A 35% jump in revenue, year over year. For a big, mature industrial company, that's not just growth, that's an explosion. That's the kind of number that makes everyone on Wall Street stop what they're doing and ask, wait, what is going on here?
And yeah, that brings us right to the big question, doesn't it? The answer isn't some new software or a fancy algorithm. The answer, almost unbelievably, is tied directly to the white-hot AI boom. So how did a company known for, basic industrial parts manage to plug itself directly into the most advanced technology trend on the entire planet?
To figure this out, we're going to do what any good investigator does. We are going to follow the money. And in this case, we're also going to follow the cooling pipes. It's a story of smart strategy, a little bit of physics, and being in exactly the right place at the right time with the right technology.
First off, let's just take a moment to appreciate the sheer scale of this performance. This wasn't just a good quarter for nVent, it was a completely history-making one. We're talking about numbers that basically reset every expectation for the company.
And the CEO, Beth Wozniak, she makes it really clear. This was no accident. She calls it the result of a deliberate portfolio transformation. So in her own words, this isn't luck. This is the big payoff from a strategy they've been working on for years, positioning themselves for this exact moment.
And if you want proof that her strategy is working, get this. A 65% surge in new organic orders. 65%. That's the demand coming in the door right now. This isn't just looking back at a good quarter. This is looking forward at a massive, accelerating wave of new business.
And all of that led to this incredible milestone, $1 billion in a single quarter, for the first time ever. That is a huge psychological and financial barrier to break, and it really signals that nVent is playing in a whole new league now. This is what that 65% order growth looks like when it turns into actual money.
Okay, so the numbers are huge, we get it. But what's the engine? Where is all this demand actually coming from? In this next part, we're going to pinpoint the exact source of all this incredible momentum. So let's just ask that question one more time, because it really is staggering. 65% order growth. Is it some sudden boom in construction? A new manufacturing renaissance? No. The answer is way more specific and a whole lot more high-tech.
This chart tells the entire story. Just look at the bars. You've got their industrial and commercial businesses over here, basically flat. But then look at the bar for infrastructure. It's an absolute skyscraper, rocketing up over 40%. It's not just leading the pack, it's playing a totally different game. All the action is right there.
And there you have it. That 40+% growth in their infrastructure business, it is almost entirely driven by one thing, the frantic global build-out of new data centers, designed specifically to handle the insane computational power that artificial intelligence requires.
So, we know it's data centers, but what is nVent actually selling them? This is where we get to the real heart of their success. It's a piece of tech that is absolutely critical, and the company even has this great new tagline for it that we've borrowed for our section title here.
The key technology here is liquid cooling. So put simply, the new generation of AI chips, the GPUs that power things like ChatGPT, they run incredibly hot. We're talking so hot that traditional fans and air conditioning just can't keep up anymore. You have to run these specialized fluids directly over the hardware to pull that intense heat away.
And here is why this is so critical. Compared to old-school air cooling, liquid cooling isn't just a little better. It's a total game changer. It can be up to 50% more energy efficient, which is a massive deal when you're running a building full of power-hungry servers. And even more importantly, it lets you pack more powerful chips closer together, which is essential for AI performance. You literally cannot build a modern AI data center without it. Now this is the slide that points to the future. Right now, less than 10% of the world's data centers even use this technology. As this huge AI build-out continues, pretty much all new facilities are going to require it, and a lot of the older ones will have to be retrofitted. The potential market here is just enormous.
And I just love this.
This is the company's new official tagline for their liquid cooling business. We do cool stuff. I mean, it's a little bit of a dad joke, sure, but it perfectly captures the confidence and the central role they're playing. It's simple, it's memorable, and it's literally true.
But landing in this perfect position, it was no accident. Like CEO Beth Wozniak said, this was the result of a deliberate, multi-year strategy to completely reshape the entire company. This was a master plan in action.
It really breaks down into 4 big moves. First, they divested. They sold off slower parts of the business. Second, they acquired. They bought companies like Trinche and EPG that were already laser-focused on data centers. Third, they expanded, aggressively investing to double their manufacturing for liquid cooling. And fourth, they innovated, launching 66 new products this year alone to stay ahead of the curve.
And this timeline just shows how fast they've been moving on this plan. The acquisitions, selling off the other division, the new factory announcement, it's all happened in a really short period of time. They saw the wave coming and they paddled like crazy to catch it.
So the performance has been historic, the strategy has been brilliant. But the biggest question for anyone watching is, can they keep it up? Let's take a look at what the road ahead might hold for them.
I mean, that's the essential question, right? A 65% jump in orders is amazing. But is it actually sustainable? Or is this just some temporary bubble that's about to pop?
Well, for their part, the company is signaling extreme confidence. They've significantly raised their earnings guidance for the whole year. And that's not just a forecast. It's a public statement that says, yeah, we expect this to keep going strong for the rest of the year.
And this, right here, might be the most important piece of the puzzle. That 65% order growth, it's built a record backlog of business. We're talking confirmed, signed orders. The company now has visibility on projects not just for next year, but all the way through 2026 and even into 2027. This demand is already locked in.
And that leaves us with one final thought. You know, they say that during a gold rush, the surest way to get rich isn't to dig for gold, but to sell the picks and shovels. Well, in the AI gold rush, nVent is proving that the companies providing the essential infrastructure, the cooling, the power, the racks, are becoming absolutely indispensable. So the big question is, what happens when those picks and shovels become just as valuable, if not more so than the gold itself?